welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am showing you how you can use overripe bananas to create 3 amazingly delicious breakfast recipes. They take less than 15 minutes. They are super clean, wholesome, nutrient dense and absolutely delicious. Let's get right into the recipes. Let's begin with this protein packed smoothie for your mornings. It is the banana, mango and ginger protein smoothie. Here I have one extremely ripe banana, and to that I'm adding one full mango. This is the Alfonso mango, which is very much in season right now. So I'll be adding that, and I'll also add a small knob of ginger. And now comes the whey protein. I have a vanilla flavored whey protein. Now if you want to make this vegan, the best thing to do is use plant-based protein powder, and I have added milk. And if you want to veganize this, then you can obviously add plant-based milk like coconut milk, oat milk or almond or any nut-based milk. Now I will cover this with the lid and just blend it, and that's our smoothie basically ready. You just want to blend it till it goes really nice and smooth. You want the ginger to get nicely blended with the rest of the ingredients. Serve this in glasses. It's such an excellent idea for the mornings, especially after a workout. You can have the entire glass or divide it into 2 glasses if you are not having this as a post-workout meal. It's so perfect, so delicious and absolutely quick, less than 5 minutes. Now the next one that we're making is caramelized bananas on toast. This is my ideal Sunday breakfast because I get up late on Sundays, and it's just so perfect to have something that is quick and tasty at the same time. Here in a saucepan I've taken some ghee, and which is also clarified butter by the way, and to that I have added 2 really ripe bananas. These were extremely overripe, and you can see just from its texture it's almost pulpy. So I'm just going to add that into the saucepan, and on low to medium heat I'm just going to start cooking this. Right now the bananas are pretty solid, but as you keep cooking them, they will start to release their juices and it will start to stew over, and the fruit is going to go really soft, and it's absolutely delicious. At that point it starts to caramelize. I mean, just thinking about this makes me salivate, to be very honest. This is literally my favorite Sunday morning breakfast. So I am just going to stir this really well. This takes about 4 to 5 minutes on medium heat, and when it starts to bubble like this, you see that the water has been released and it's bubbling and it's gotten really nice and stewy almost. So I'm going to add some sugar to this. Now you don't actually need to add the sugar. I've added only about a tablespoon, and this serves 2 people, so per person is a teaspoon and a half. But since I'm already using overripe bananas, if you wish, you can completely skip the sugar and let the natural sugars of the banana work their magic. I like to add just a tiny bit just to keep everything going nice. It's fine, it's just like a teaspoon and a half per person, as I said before. Now you can see that it's starting to caramelize. It's going slightly brown, which is just perfect. Now we need to cook this only for a couple of minutes more. So at this stage, it would be the perfect time to add some cardamom powder. Now what I do is I use 1 pod of cardamom. So this is freshly crushed cardamom powder. I find that it releases the flavor that freshly crushed cardamom pods have is second to none. Like, it's so strong and robust, and it just flavors the bananas really well. You see that it's now to that point where it is caramelized, so I'll just give it a quick stir, and 30 seconds later now I'll turn off the flame. The bananas will continue to cook because the saucepan itself is really hot. And in the meantime, while this is cooking, I like to toast 2 slices of bread. I use just 1 slice. It's ideally good for 1 person to have 1 slice of toast with this banana. And I'm going to take half of that banana mix and pour it or place it over the toasted bread, and then I'm just going to use a butter knife and spread it evenly. It's almost like banana jam, and it's so delicious. All the natural flavors of the banana is working its magic. And I'm just going to finally top it with some flaked nuts. I've used almond and pistachios. You can use whatever you have on hand, or you can even completely skip it. It's so delicious, guys. This is so healthy as well. Moving on to the third and the final banana breakfast recipe. This is my banana pancake recipe with a delicious coconut milk and jaggery syrup. So let's first begin by making the syrup because we want the jaggery to dissolve into the coconut milk. So I've used coconut milk here, and to that I'm going to add some jaggery, and then I'm going to also add some cardamom powder. I haven't pictured here, but you can also add a tiny pinch of salt to just help bring out the sweetness from the jaggery. This, guys, is a very traditional recipe that I have been, not the pancakes, but this syrup, this pouring liquid recipe that I have literally been having since my childhood. And a chilled glass of this, just one sip, and I guarantee you, you will be transported to heaven. That's how beautiful this syrup, this liquid is. It's so stunning, and we usually have it with rice pancakes traditionally, and but I've taken some creative freedom here and used it over my banana pancakes instead of rice pancakes, or rice crepes rather. They are really thin rice dosas. So now that this is done, I'm going to refrigerate that until I need it again. Here we are making our pancake mix. So first I will add all the dry ingredients in a bowl. So I have taken some amaranth flour, and to that I'm adding some besan or gram flour, and then I'm just going to also add some cardamom powder and baking soda, and finally I'll also add a touch of sea salt. Once I've added all of my dry ingredients, I'm going to give it a good whisk because I don't want that soda to get clumped up in one single area of this dry mix. If that happens to your pancakes, it's going to be incredibly bitter and not pleasant at all. That's the reason why you just want to give this a good whisk and ensure all the ingredients are well distributed amongst each other. Once you have mixed all of your dry ingredients well, it's time for us to combine all the wet ingredients. So here I have an overripe banana. I'm just using one for this recipe, and this recipe again serves 2 to 3 people. So it's enough. One banana is enough for this recipe. It serves 2 to 3 people. So I'm going to use a fork and I'm just going to mash the banana. Right now it looks like it's not going to come together. Keep at it, and the next thing you know, it's gone really nice and smooth and almost like a stew, so to speak. It kind of gets really nice and pulpy, and you just want to get rid of as many lumpy bits of that banana as you can. It doesn't have to be a puree. Now we're going to add some coconut milk into this banana mix and just mix it well so the banana and coconut milk is well combined. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to mix it till you see that the bananas have been evenly distributed within the coconut milk. Once you have done that, the next step is pretty straightforward. We're going to add some of that clarified butter or ghee. Now the clarified butter that I'm using here is a little bit in solid form. That's because I kept the box in air conditioning, and ghee tends to solidify when the temperatures drop. But if you're using liquid ghee, then you'll add 2 tablespoons. Now all the details about the recipe, the ingredients, quantities, everything has been mentioned in the description box below, so don't forget to check it out. Now, quick tip, if you want to veganize this, or rather make this into a vegan dish, instead of ghee you could add coconut oil or any other cold pressed oil of your choice. The quantity will remain the same. We are not adding too much of the fats in this anyways, in terms of oil or ghee, so it's totally fine. And even so, ghee is actually really good for you. It's a superfood. It's extremely nutritious, so you don't have to be afraid of it. Now I'm going to add the dry ingredients into the wet. So I'll not do all of it together because that would really become overwhelming for the pancake batter and it'll get really clumpy. So add half of the dry ingredients, give it a good whisk so all the floury bits are well combined into the liquid. And now I'll chuck in the rest of the dry ingredients as well and give it a quick whisk. I'm going to just fast forward this because you obviously don't want to see me whisking this batter for like 5 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, about a couple of minutes, just until it's well combined and all of the clumpy floury bits have disappeared into the wet ingredients. You want a uniform batter. And then while this is happening, I'm also going to keep a pan on heat. This is a non-stick pan that I'm using. I'm going to take a generous ladle full of this batter and just pour it in the middle of the pan. Now I have just cooked one at this point to show you what it would look like, but you can do about 3 in one go. Now you'll just keep this on low heat. Please remember, always keep this on low heat when you're cooking these pancakes, not on medium, not on high. You want to slow cook these because you want the amaranth and the gram flour to cook through, because if they are not cooked enough, it will have a pretty raw taste that's not very pleasant. So let it slow cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on one side. You'll see that the bubbles will start to appear and the sides will start to dry out slightly. They'll feel like they're cooked. You'll just know because it'll start to release these bubbles and the bubbles will start to pop. It takes about 4 to 5 minutes on one side, and then once you see it bubbling away, you will flip the pancake and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes on the other side, again on low heat. You are not going to keep the heat high or medium because you want to slow cook these. Also, another quick note is that I haven't added any additional sweetener into the pancake batter itself because we'll be adding that liquid which will sweeten the pancakes up. So the pancakes themselves are pretty tasteless at this point. So if you're not making that liquid, although I highly recommend that you do, make sure that you sweeten the pancake batter with some jaggery or some sugar or any sweetener of your choice. So once all your pancakes are ready, I'm just going to start topping it up with some sliced bananas. And once I do that, I'm also going to top it with some almonds, which I have roughly chopped. You could use any nut of your choice. You can even add pumpkin seeds, anything for that crunch. And then finally, it's time for us to add this super cool because it was in the refrigerator, and also cool because it's really delicious, the coconut and jaggery milk mixture. Look at how quickly those pancakes absorb that syrup and add an incredibly delicious sweetness to these pancakes. They are so soft, so fluffy, and full of that yummy flavor. Let me know in the comments down below what is your favorite way of using overripe bananas for breakfast. I'd love to know. And if you like this recipe, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. You should see my face appearing right here, so don't forget to click on that and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video every Tuesday and Friday. So until I see you again next time, goodbye and happy cooking.